guys, it's Vesna. For today's video, I am participating in a challenge hosted by Mom from Momdas Life Handmade, as well as Lori from Lori Blye DIY. Both of these ladies are very talented, so if you have not checked out their channels, make sure you check them out and make sure you subscribe. For today's challenge, we have to create something from our stash or from our trash to treasure. So what I'm doing is I am creating some napkin rings, as well as recreating an old coffee tin, which I actually had used for something else, and I'm now reusing it for a decor piece. So let's get started. So I've got this tin, like I said, that I used just to have some stationery in there. And at some point I had apparently put these decor pieces on, not decor pieces, just pieces of paper and magazine things. I think that was done when I was in high school or something like that. Like, I've had this tin for a very long time. It's a little bit embarrassing. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is just paint the tin white first, and I'm just using Vase paint that I have, an interior paint just left over from, I think, painting something in our house. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint the can completely white, try to cover as much of the Folgers as I can. That way I can have a blank canvas to do my galvanizing. Now, I probably should have painted it like a gray or something like that, but I really didn't have a gray paint available, so I went with white, and it turned out okay. Maybe it was a little bit more work than it had to be, but so here it is. It's not perfect, but it's pretty much covered. And I'm going to use this, and sorry you can't see it, acrylic paint from the Dollar Tree, and it's a metallic silver, as well as charcoal from Rust-Oleum. It's their chalked paint. So, and I have this little dabber that I use, and so I'm just going to dab on the black or the charcoal first, and just random pattern. I'm not really thinking too much about it at this point. I'm just covering it up. Once I cover everything up, I notice that the grooves from the coffee tin are coming out white, and I didn't want them to come out white, so I will be painting those with silver. You'll see it in the next few clips. But so what you want to do is just cover the entire can with the black. So once I've covered it entirely in black, then I go ahead and I start adding the silver. And again, I'm kind of going over top, getting rid of some of the white and blending it in with the black. So here you can see what I was talking about. I started to kind of fill in the grooves, but I realized that I need a different brush, so I grabbed my other brush, which is like a stenciling brush that is also from the Dollar Tree, and I use that one because it's nice and thin, just to go through the grooves, and then I'll continue dabbing. So once I've done that, I go ahead and I add more black. I let it dry off, and then I realized that it's too much, so I'm adding white. I'm just using some washable Crayola paint. That's my son's. I just decided to use that one. And so I add a little bit of white to that to achieve my galvanized look. And here it is, that you can see how nicely it turned out. So for my next DIY treasure, I'm actually going to be making some glitter napkin rings. I had this paper roll that just laying around, that either, I'm not sure even what it's from, either my husband brought it home for the kids to put cards down, or I saved it from something, I'm not sure, but I found it in my stash, and so I decided to cut it up into 6 equal pieces. And I had a really hard time cutting it, so I used a whole bunch of materials, but I wound up using that hand saw. And then I'm using some Mod Podge and glitter, and I'm applying the Mod Podge all around the ring, as well as a little bit on the inside and on top. And then I just dip it into my bowl of glitter, and I'm gonna leave it to dry and set and see how it's looking once it dries. So what I wind up doing is just kind of fixing up each and every one of them a little bit, adding more glitter to the top and to the inside once I kind of saw what was going on with them. So once they dried, what I actually wound up doing was using this spray adhesive to spray the glitter on top, and it was so that the glitter will not fall off as much after, and it keeps it pretty hard and more secure. So here's a completed look. I think it turned out really good. It's nice and sparkly, and I think it looks really good. Here's the galvanized can. Now I did two different looks for this can. One with just a mixture of spring flowers, and the other one this topiary. And I think both of them look good. So if you liked this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button and the notification. Make sure you check out the playlist as well. Make sure you check out Momdas Life Handmade as well as Lori Blye DIY, and make sure you subscribe to them as well so you can get more ideas. Thanks, and stay safe and have an excellent day.